Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be sharing with you guys how to cut and sew an off shoulder pencil gown. If you are here to subscribe, please do hit the subscribe button, and if this is something you are interested in, keep on watching and let's get started. So I'll be making use of isiagu. That is what this material is called, and this is a satin, bridal satin. Of course you need your zipper, your thread, okay, your tape, your scissors, okay. So I have 3 yards of this isiagu fabric here. So I went ahead to cut out. I used the biggest part of my measurement to cut out this fabric, okay. So I added like 4 inches to it. So this is an off shoulder, so I want this off shoulder to be 4.5 inches, okay. This depends on how deep you want it to be. So I placed my tape from that 4.5 inches, and I just mark my bust point 10 inches, under bust 13 inches. So you can make yours 5 inches or 6 inches depending on how exposed you want it to be. Okay, so after that I just went ahead to roll the line, and you can see me labeling it. That was my bust, this is my under bust, this is my waist, and of course this is the shoulder line. So I'll mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 3.5 inch. So it is 7, and dividing that by 2 is 3.5 inch. So because I'm cutting directly on the fabric, I'll add half inch to that, making 4 inches. So I place 4 inches, and I'll come to my shoulder. I'll add half inch to the 4 inch, okay. I'll add half inch to the 4 inches, making 4.5 inches. So you add half inch to whatever figure your nipple to nipple is on your shoulder line, okay. So I'll come to the under bust, and I'll take 1 inch towards this side. This is 1 inch, and I'll take half inch towards the other side. You can as well take 1 inch on both sides, okay. So I'll come down to the waist. I'll repeat the same thing, 1 inch here and half inch here, and then I'll go ahead and connect it. This way. So after connecting it, I'll come to the bust point. That is our bust point, and I'll come down by half inch. You can as well come down by 1 inch, and I'll go up by half inch as well. So you can as well go up by 1 inch. Then I'll connect it to the under bust. So you can see me using the curved part of my ruler to connect that part, and then this other part you can use your straight ruler. So I'll come to the shoulder, and I'll also take 1 inch towards this side like this, and I'll take half inch towards the other side. So this is the 1 inch, and now I'll take half inch towards this other side. So I'll connect it to the to the bust point. That is the half inches we went up with earlier. So this is what I have, and I just went ahead to use my free hand to adjust it. So after doing that, we'll come to the shoulder, and I'll place the wideness I want my neckline to be. So I want it to be 5 inches wide, okay. This depends on how wide you want it to be. I don't want it to be falling on my shoulder. I want it to be tight on my shoulder. So I marked out that 5 inch, and I'll not be replacing these darts that I took. Initially I was supposed to replace it, but because I'm being careful, I want the off shoulder to hold me tight. So I just added 1 inch stitching allowance. Hope that is clear. And then I placed my tape on that 4.5 inch, and then I marked my armhole, which is also my chest line, and then I will just input my bust circumference measurement there, and I added my stitching allowance. So I hope that is clear. So this your armhole, you can make it curve, you can just draw it straight, okay. It depends on how you want your armhole to be. So after doing that, I came to my under bust, and I'll place my under bust circumference measurement. Then I'll replace the dart, and then I'll add my stitching allowance. So you can, this off shoulder depends on how off you want it to be worn, and it also depends on how wide you want it to be. If you want it to be falling on your shoulder, it's fine, but I want my own to be very firm. So I came to the waist and I repeated the same thing, and I added my stitching allowance. I also replaced my dart, and then I connected it together, and this is what we have. So you notice that I did not cut out any neckline. Okay, so go ahead and cut out the neckline you want. I would be leaving my own neckline this way. So after that, go ahead and cut it out. So this is what we have. So go ahead and cut out the back piece. So for the back piece, you can see that I have my zipper allowance, and this under bust I don't even need the line. So the zipper allowance, the bust line, and you also need your waist. So what I did is I just marked my nipple to nipple measurement, 3.5 inch, and I just drew the line this way. And then the next thing I'll do is to take 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, so we are placing our back dart. So 1/2 inch on both sides, and then you connect it this way. So the back, there's nothing difficult in the back. So I came to the neckline and I just marked my neck, what I took for the front. Okay, that is exactly what I placed there. And then I placed my tape 4.5 inches off again, marked my chest line, which is here, and then I'll mark my bust circumference measurement, and then I'll add my stitching allowance. Okay, so I added 2 inches stitching allowance, 2 inches. Okay, you can add 1, you can add 2.5, 3 inches. Okay, so now I'll connect my armhole this way. And then after doing that, I'll come down to the waist. I'll place my waist circumference measurement. So you can see that we have a zipper at the back, so do not forget to take out your zipper allowance. I took 1.5 inch as my zipper allowance. So mark your waist, replace your dart, and then connect the line together. Okay, so this is what we have for the back. So for the back neckline, I'll come down by 1 inch. I want it to be 1 inch deep, so I'll go ahead and connect it this way from the neckline. But before then, I'll bring the front and I'll just place the armhole area to be sure that it is similar with the back piece. So I'm just placing it, and if you look closely, you will see that it is the same thing. So you can see, so we're on the same track. So it is the same thing, and I'll take it off, and then I'll create the neckline now. So this is how I want my neckline to be. So go ahead and create your desired neckline, after which I'll go ahead and cut this out as well. So I'll divide that into 2. So what I'll do is, from the waist I went up by 1 inch. This is to get rid of any zipper bulge, and I just connected it this way and I cut it out. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut this on my fabric. So I've gone ahead to cut it on my fabric, and this is what it is looking like. So I'll open it up for you to see what we have. Do not forget to make notches on your bust points as well as on your under bust. Okay, I did mine. Make notches there, because you won't know where your bust point is. Okay, so I'll go ahead and place it this way, and I'll stitch it using the 1/2 inch that I took for my stitching allowance. And then this is the back, so I'll notch the zipper for the back. So I'll just make notches on the zipper allowance for the back. After doing that, so I'll just make the notches at the top and at the bottom part. After doing that, I'll just pick one side of the lining and one side of the fabric, and I'll place it this way, right side facing right side, and I'll stitch it around. The only part that I will not be stitching is the bottom part, okay? So you just leave the bottom part open for now. So I'll do the same thing for the other piece. So this is it. This is the front piece, and you can see what it is looking like. And this is the back piece. I've also turned the back piece with my lining. So I'll be using ready-made cup for the front piece. That's why I'm yet to turn it with the lining. So this is the front and this is the lining as well. So what I'll do now is to bring my ready-made cup. If you haven't seen the video on how to fix this ready-made cup, I have a detailed video on how to do that, okay? That was what I did in my previous video. So I'll just go ahead now and place my ready-made cup on my front piece, after which I'll turn it with the lining. So this is it. I've placed it, and this is what the inside is looking like. So I'll bring my lining and I'll place it this way, right side facing right side, and I'll stitch it all around. The only part that I will not be stitching is the bottom part as well. So just go ahead and do that. Just do not stitch the bottom part. So this is what I have after I was done stitching it. You can see how neat it is. So this is what I have. So now I'll bring the skirt part for this, but before then I will just ensure that my half length, that I don't have any allowance on my half length. So I place the tape on the 4.5 inch and I went ahead to measure it. So I'll just trim off any excess that I have. Okay, so you have to make sure that your front and your back piece are the same, that it has the same figure. So I'll bring the front piece, the front part of the pencil skirt this way, and I'll place it like this and stitch it using 1/2 inch. So if you don't know how to draft out a pencil skirt or sew it, I have videos on that on my channel. Please do check it out. And this is the back piece. So I brought the back piece, I'll place it equally this way, and I'll also measure it the way I did for the front piece. So I'll place the tape on that 4.5 inch, and then I'll ensure that it is the same thing with the front piece. So this is what it is looking like. So I'll bring the skirt for the back piece, and this is it. Okay, so I'll go ahead now and stitch it. You can see what we have. I'll bring the skirt for the other one, and this is what we have as well. So I'll go ahead now and stitch it using 1/2 inch. Okay, so I also fix my zipper for the back. So I've fixed my zipper for the back, and this is what it is looking like. So this is the front piece. So I'll just place it right side facing right side. I'll ensure that they are equal, and then I'll go ahead and stitch it using my body measurements. So this is what I have after I was done. I also went ahead to hem the bottom part because it is not a full lining skirt. So this is it. This is what it is looking like. So we'll cut out the sleeve. So for this sleeve, what I have here is I have the lining and the fabric. Okay, so what I have for the width is around 15 inches, and then for the width I have 6 inches, while for the length I have 15. So I'll place it like this, right side facing right side. I'll stitch it all around. I'll just leave a small space like here where I'll bring it out from. When I bring it out from that side, I'll now top stitch. Hope you understand. So this is what I have, and then I'll bring the gown, and I'll go ahead and place my my sleeve. So what I'll do now is to place the sleeve right side facing right side. Okay, so I'll place it right side facing right side this way, and then I'll pin it down like this. So you place it on your armhole. Okay, you can as well not use lining to turn your sleeve. I just want this dress to be very neat. Okay, so you pin it on the armhole this way. After pinning it, you definitely have excess, so you go ahead and stitch the excess. Okay, there are different ways you can actually place the sleeve, but I think this is how I want the sleeve to be. So when I'm done, it will look like this. It will look something like this. So I repeat the same thing for this other side. Place it right side facing right side on your armhole, and then you just pin it down. After pinning it down this way, I'll turn it to the other side, to the other armhole, that is the back armhole. Okay, I'll turn it to the back armhole this way, and then I'll also pin this down, and then this excess that I have, I'll just fold it and stitch it down. Okay, so that is just what I will go and do. So you should have something like this. Okay, so this is it. I am done, guys, and this is what our dress is looking like. You can see that it is not difficult to sew, neither is it difficult to cut. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to share with your friends. Do not forget to like, and do not forget to turn on notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are here to subscribe, please kindly hit the subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for always stopping by and supporting my channel. Till I see you in my next one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.